UFC London, Evloev versus Murphy is this Saturday. I am the best predictor on YouTube. My bad for the stutter. I'm gonna give my predictions. I have very interesting picks. I do. Yeah, let's just get into it, right? The card, let me just look at this. The card's actually, it's pretty, a lot of people were complaining when the card got announced. There's a couple of fights that don't really make much sense, if I'm being real. The card placement doesn't make much sense. But at the end of the day, bro, for a fight night, very stacked. Obviously, the main event is very good. Co-main event, this shouldn't be a co-main. This should have been a co-main. But nah, you can't complain with this card at all, bro. Very good card. Let's just start from the beginning. We start off with two WMMA fights. Oh my god, I absolutely love that. Melissa Mullins versus Luana Carolina. Now, I did a lot of research for this one. One of my favorite fights on the card. Melissa Mullins, she's just such a marauder herself, such a marauder, such a beast. Luana Carolina, very well-rounded. If you guys don't know her, she got spinning elbowed by Molly McCann back in the day. You've probably seen that KO before. But, I'm going to go Luana Carolina. I feel like she's more, that's the thing. There's a couple things you could predict with WMA fights. There's a couple things you need to make sure, if you're picking someone, you need to make sure they have it. Experience, lankiness, or like height, width. Well, width. I don't know. I mean, like length. Come on now. And that's pretty much it, bro. Experience, length, and kind of how they look. Melissa, she doesn't look very gritty. I'm being real. This girl, Luana, she looks gritty, experience. I feel like she's gonna get it done by decision. That's all, bro. I can't, moving on. Women's strawweight belt, Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. Now, Oliveira, pretty interesting. Charles Oliveira just won, actually, recently. But I have to go against Oliveira. But I'm going with Chanel Dyer. Why am I picking her? I don't know, but I am. I'm playing. She has like 4 knockouts on her record, and she has 1 loss, 4 knockouts. And the girl Ravina on the right, I don't know. She just doesn't seem too great, if I'm being real. Actually, that's it, bro. And guess what? England, the girl on the left is from England. Obviously, gonna put a good fighter on their England card to hype up England fight. Like, come on, bro. I'm going Chanel Dyer by decision. Actually, I'm going to go by finish. I'm going to go by TKO. Yeah, I'm going to go by TKO. Moving on. Now, actually, into the good fights. I'm sorry, if I offended anybody, but Shamrock versus Abdul Karim El Sawadi. I'm not even playing. I'm not even joking. I actually spent the most time doing research on this fight. Not because both of them are very good, but they're both at similar levels. Now, Shamrock, I'm being real, he's not great. He's not good at all. He fought a very good guy his last fight, Evloev, I'm pretty sure. He didn't, very dominant for, Evloev. But they're both very similar, skill level. Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi, he's a very entertaining fighter. I'll give him that. But that's the thing. He either knocks you out or you get knocked out by him. I mean, he either knocks you out or he gets knocked out. That's the thing. And I feel like I'm going to go with Abdul Karim El Sawadi because this guy Shamrock, he doesn't have that much power. He's tall, lanky, kind of skinny a bit. And look, Shamrock, he's good at the jiu-jitsu. He's very good at jiu-jitsu, very good. He has a lot of submissions. But this guy, El Sawadi, I don't think he's ever been submitted before. So I'm going to go by Abdul Karim El Sawadi by either a very good fight by decision. He wins by decision. Or I could see a finish. I could see a knockout, maybe, a TKO or something like that. But I'm going to go decision for Abdul Karim El Sawadi. Moving on. Louis Sutherland versus Brando Perisic. Now, this guy, Louis Sutherland, he is a Walter Walker victim. And Brando Perisic, he is, I'm pretty sure he trains with Izzy and, Dan Hooker and, Kai Kara France, the big 3. I'm going to go Brando Perisic. That's the thing. The people that train with Izzy and them, I forgot their gym. I think, I don't remember the gym, what it's called, but they're pretty good. They're not going to be really good. but they're pretty good. Like they could get into the rankings, you know. But when you get to like the top 5, that's when they struggle a bit. You know what I mean? And I'm be real, Louis Southern, he's not good, bro. Let's be real. He's a big ball of muscle. You know, he can knock you on the first round, or he's probably gonna lose. Let's be real. I'm gonna go Brando Perisic by, I'm gonna say, second round knockout. You know, takes it slow. Yeah, patient like Izzy, knocks him out second round. Come on, you see the vision. That's what's gonna happen. Moving on, I feel like I'm going with all the favorites. I kind of want to. No, I'm sorry, I can't say his name. Mantis Kondratavicius. Kondratavicius. All right, not bad. Not bro, I said that name perfectly. Versus Antonio Tricoli. This guy Antonio Tricoli, if I'm being real, he's coming off a lot of losses, but they're against not bad people. Like he lost to Shara Magomedov, he lost to Trayshawn Gore, and I think he's coming off a loss against Mansur Abdul Malik, if I'm not mistaken. And he's pretty much lost kind of similarly, you know, getting submitted, getting knocked out by Shara Bullet. Now this guy Montes, I did do some research. He's not bad. I think he undefeated. I think he might be undefeated. I'm gonna go with him. You know, undefeated. You know, prospect, whatever. The only reason I'm going with him is Antonio Tricoli. Just not a great fight. Let's be real, he's just not that good. And I feel like Kondratavicius, I feel he's gonna get it done by submission, bro. Antonio, he's been submitted a lot. Mantis, he's not bad on the ground. Yeah, bro, this one I'm not. I didn't do much research for this one. I just know he's gonna win. Like, come on. Moving on. Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. You can't even see a picture for this guy. All right, whatever. Mario Pinto, he was originally scheduled to fight Mick Park, and oh my God, what a fight that would have been. Oh, amazing fight that would have been. But now we have, Felipe Franco instead. What do I think about this fight? I don't think about this fight. Moving on. I'm playing. My prediction, Felipe Franco, he's 24 years old. He's pretty muscular. He's probably going to go in there looking for a first round knockout. I feel like Mario Pinto, he's very smart, and he's such a good prospect, in my opinion. One of the best prospects in this division. I think the best prospect in the division. I think he's going to take it slow the first round, be wary of the danger. I think he's going to knock him out the second round. Maybe, I guess, the Grand Pen TKO, actually, by Mario Pinto. Yeah, that's it. Oh, what did you see on there? What did you see? Nothing. All right, moving on. Nathaniel Wood versus Lucene Keita. This guy, Keita, he was supposed to fight Pitbull for his UFC debut. He missed weight. The fight fell through. If he makes weight this fight, he should be fighting Nathaniel Wood. Who do I think who's going to win this fight? I think Nathaniel Wood is very underrated, but I'm still going to have to go with Lucene Keita. I've seen some. Well, why do I keep doing that? I've seen some of his fights. He's a very aggressive fighter, very durable, aggressive. You know what I mean? He's pretty much undefeated. He has one loss on his record, and he got injured. He literally got injured. Again, Nathaniel Wood's good. I think he's very underrated. He's very technical on the feet. I just feel like his kryptonite, or like people he struggles with, is people who pressure you a lot. Bring it to you, take a risk, whatever. I feel like Keita, bro, that's just exactly what he's going to do. I feel like maybe not a finish. Actually, I could see a finish. He does have a lot of power, to be fair. I'm going to go decision, though, for Lucene Keita. Maybe close decision, damage, a lot of damage, though. That's what I'm going to say. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Nathaniel Wood wins, though. I will not be surprised. Moving on, this is another hard one to pick. Mason Jones versus Alex Sola. Two not bad fighters, But I think I'm going to go with Mason Jones, bro. I think he's a lot more grittier, even though he is going to close. He had a very close fight with Balaji Oki. He did get the finish, but that was a very back and forth fight. He also kind of had a close fight with, not close fight, but bro, going to a decision with Jeremy Stevens is kind of. I'm going Alex Sola. Never mind. I just switched my pick right there. That's how that's how I do it, bro. Alex Sola, I think he's gonna win, bro. How is he gonna win? I don't even know. Well, nah, I'm gonna say decision. I think Mason Jones, he's tough. I feel like the technicalities of the fight. I feel like he takes a little too much risks, and I feel like Alex Sola is gonna capitalize on them. and I feel he's gonna win a decision. What can I say? Close decision, good fight though. Moving on to the main card. I feel like I'm breezing through this card. Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. Now, I'm not too familiar with Curtis Campbell. I know he had a pretty good fight, his Contender Series fight. He's a pretty, I guess he's a good character. Like he has he has glasses, and I guess that's like I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the UFC gave him Sean O'Malley shorts for this fight. He's wearing pink shorts for this fight. I know he's called the Pink Panther, which I get it, but I feel like the UFC is telling us who's gonna win just off of that. Like they're giving this guy custom shorts already in his debut fight. So yeah, I'm gonna go Curtis Campbell, bro. He's not very I'm not too familiar with him, but I've seen his Contender Series fight. Great finish, first round finish. I don't think he's gonna get a finish this fight though. This guy Danny Silva is really tough. He went to a decision with Kevin Vallejos. Yeah, that's a pretty good feat if you ask me. I think decision for Curtis Campbell, very dominant decision. I can see a submission in there, but I'm going to go decision for Curtis Campbell. The fact that this guy's even on the main card tells me that the UFC is trying to build this guy up. I get it. They just threw Danny Silva at him. Here, take this. All right, whatever. Moving on. Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Now, this is actually a tough fight to pick. I was kind of leaning toward Roman Dolidze, even though he's a big underdog. But I did, go with Christian Leroy Duncan just because I feel like Roman Dolidze, he just hasn't fought. Bro, he loses to Christian Leroy. Christian Leroy Duncan's very underrated, bro. He went to a decision with Gregory Rodriguez. That's low-key. That's a flex. That's literally a flex now. He's finishing everyone. He went to a decision with Gregory Rodriguez, and he's on a sick 3-fight knockouts, I think. 3-fight win streak, I know, but 2 back-to-back sick knockouts. I feel like this fight, since it is a 3-round fight, if this was 5 rounds, I would have went to Dolidze. But since it's a 3-round fight, I think it's a lot bigger and more explosive than Roman Dolidze. And let's be honest, Roman Dolidze is like 38 years old. He's on the back end of his career. I feel like Duncan gonna win by decision. Very dominant decision, though. I feel like obviously Roman Dolidze is a very good grappler. His jiu-jitsu is very good. I just feel like he just won't be able to get it on the ground. If it's on the ground, he wins. Like, let's be real. I feel like he could submit him. He could ground and pound him, whatever. But I just feel like even if he tries, shoot a double leg, single leg, whatever, Christian Leroy Duncan, he's athletic enough to get back up to his feet right away or just not even be able to get taken down. And on the feet, it's clear as day. Christian Leroy Duncan's bigger than him. He's stronger than him. Actually, maybe not stronger than him, but he's bigger than him. He's more, has a longer reach, and he's gonna win by decision. Let's be real, and his striking's better. So yeah, I feel like I just analyzed that fight first of all extremely well. Like, can I just get a tap my back? Come on now. Next up, Iwo Barnowski versus Austin Lane. You're not slick, UFC. You're not slick. I know what you're trying to do with this matchup. I know what you're trying to do, bro. I absolutely know what you're trying to do. Give Iwo Barnowski, here, take a knockout. He had a sick fight. His last fight. I'm like 100%. Bro, he's gonna win by knockout. Austin Lane, not only Austin Lane, very chinny, but he's coming down from heavyweight to light heavyweight. It's over. The only thing that I would say that might have, might struggle with Iwo Barnowski, that is, just like the reach. He's a pretty tubby, short guy, Barnowski. Austin Lane's very tall. If he could actually make light heavyweight, which, he probably is going to, but if he can make light heavyweight, it's going to be a little struggle, and then you knock him out. It's going to be struggle until it's not, until you knock him out and he's on the floor. So yeah, I'm going to go Iwo Barnowski. I think he brawls with him, and I think he knocks him out in the first 30 seconds. Yep, that's my prediction. Moving on, Michael Venom Page, versus Sam Patterson. UFC, what are we doing with this matchup? Actually, that's the thing. This matchup is just like, how do we want to predict it? Because it doesn't make sense. Now, I'm going to go Michael Venom Page by a dominant decision. I feel he's going to walk, he's going to walk all over this guy. Let's be real. I think Sam Patterson, he's not bad at all, actually. pretty good fighters. Finishing potential is there. But I just feel like Michael Venom Page, he's fought these tall, lanky fighters before, like Kevin Holland, Ian Gary. And he's shown if he's outstriking Kevin Holland, Ian Gary, brother, he's gonna outstrike Sam Patterson. And I feel like he's gonna dance around the ring for 3 rounds. He's gonna win by decision, very dominant. Might knock him down a couple of times. He might get a knockout. Sam Patterson, he's kind of chinny. Like he has been knocked out before. But obviously we all know Michael Venom Page is gonna win this fight. The only thing that's drawing him back is I guess his age. Like he's like what is he, like 38 years old? I guess, right? Michael Venom Page gonna win the fight. It is kind of interesting if Sam Patterson can get it to the ground because he is a pretty good jiu-jitsu guy. But let's be real, he's gonna win, bro. Michael Venom Page. Let's be real. Moving on. I feel like I said a bunch of nothing. I just feel like he's gonna dance around Sam Patterson. He's gonna speed mog him. He's gonna hit him, get out of the way, good defense, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Emo on him a couple of times. You can win by decision. Moving on. Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell Jr. Honestly, this is probably the fight that I did the least amount of research on. Just Michael Aswell Jr. I did enough research to know that he's not the greatest. And honestly, Luke Riley, I think he's not that great either. But I think his striking is really good. But his grappling, we've seen his last fight, he did, kind of get smudged the first round. Kind of makes you think, he's beatable, very beatable. But I think he's good enough to beat Michael Aswell Jr. That's what I would say. I think he's gonna win by knockout, second round knockout. Actually, yeah, second round knockout. This is featherweight. Let me chill. Second round knockout for Luke Riley. Maybe a 1-2 left hook, whatever. I don't know. Gonna win by knockout. Maybe decision, very dominant decision. But I'm gonna go by knockout. Aswell Jr. is just not that good. Moving on, main event of the evening: Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. Great main event, number 1 versus number 3. I like to see it. I love to see it. The next contender is the winner of this fight. It should be, and it will be, because I'm gonna have to step in if it's not. Who do I think is gonna win? Do I got the Russian or do I got the Englander in his hometown? I'm gonna go with the Russian. I think Movsar Evloev is gonna win by decision. I'm not gonna say it's a boring decision. I actually think it's gonna be quite close. Quite close. I just feel like obviously the grappling advantage is there. I feel like Lerone, he's been taken down quite a lot in his career already. Josh Emmett took him down. He's been taken down by what's his name? Asancio? I'm not sure, but he's been taken down a lot. He's not bad on the ground at all. I feel he'll get up to his feet a couple of times. But bro, you're going from Josh Emmett taking you down to Movsar Evloev, the best grappler in the division. And I've seen Lerone Murphy say that Movsar is the best. Bro, he literally said that Movsar is a tougher fight for him than Volk. That's literally what he said. Thing about Movsar though as well is obviously his grappling is really good, but he can mix it up as well. Like, let's not act like his striking isn't good as well. Like, his striking is pretty good as well. We haven't seen it, to the capabilities of, he's never been in a striking fight, but when he's mixing it up, I feel like he could tag Murphy a couple of times and then boom, go for the takedown. Obviously, I feel like, every round's kind of going to be similar. We'll see if Lerone Murphy can land, a big knee or a spinning elbow or whatever. He has the ability. That's the thing I'm scared about. He has the ability to land these spinning elbows, these knees that do powerful. But he's not a powerful guy, but he can land big, powerful strikes, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? And he's accurate. He's accurate with them as well. I just feel like Movsar, he's a pretty durable guy from what I've seen. He's been rocked by Arnold Allen. But other than that, I feel like he hasn't really been rocked by anybody, right? I just feel like it's a really tricky matchup for Lerone. I feel like he was kind of forced to take this fight or, just to stay active. You know what I mean? Because he's not young. He's like 35. Evloev, what is he, like 31 or something like that? I feel like Evloev is going to win I'm going to go 49-46 decision. A lot of grappling, a lot of, holding him. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe some ground and pound here and there, but kind of similar to the actually no, I'm not gonna say the Oliveira Holloway fight, but you know what I mean. A little, some stalling here and there, but yeah, I'm gonna say decision. They're on their feet. You know, I feel like Movsar. I feel he's gonna tag him quite a bit though. That's my prediction. That's my bold take. He's gonna tag him. He might tag him. He might drop him. I'm be real. Movsar might drop Murphy. I feel like Murphy obviously is gonna have success on the feet, especially with the low kicks, and he has pretty good footwork, which can be troublesome for Evloev. But I feel like at the end of the day, when he gets his hands on his leg, pause. It's barbecue chicken, bro. Let's be real. It's barbecue chicken from there, and he's gonna get it done by decision. And he's gonna be the next title bearer. He's gonna fight Volk in the summer, probably. I hope he is. But yeah, that's my prediction. I feel like I wasn't as in depth with that one as I should have been, but who cares? That is my prediction. If you guys agree, comment. If you guys don't agree, comment whatever. Like, subscribe, and 230, please, 240, whatever. And I'm out of here.